Hey guys, Demon here, and today, as you can see, we have an assortment of chocolate bars. Today, we're talking about frozen chocolate bars compared to not frozen chocolate bars. Now, me personally, I love frozen stuff, okay? Like, I freeze muffins. Uh, I also eat muffins normal, but I also freeze them, and like I freeze a lot of sweets and sugary snacks and stuff like that because they always end up tasting really good, and plus they last longer. So if you ever want to make that muffin that's going to expire pretty soon last longer, put it in the freezer and then eat a couple days later, and you're just gonna be like, that's actually pretty damn good, even if it's frozen. Now, my personal opinion is like the best way to eat things is either when they're freshly made, because that's one of the best ways to eat things, freshly made, nice and warm, or when they're frozen. But not everything. What you'll see today. So as you can see, we have an assortment of chocolate bars. Some are frozen, some are not. So we have two not Eat Mores. Yeah, Eat Mores. These are Eat Mores. Reese's Pieces, Caramel, Kit Kat, Smarties, and Coffee Crisp. um, First off, let's look at the Eat Mores, right? So as you can see, this one's unfrozen. It's nice and bendy, nice and good, and it tastes very good. Now this one, it's the frozen one. It's got no more bend to it. As a matter of fact, if you push it too far, it just snaps off. Now this one, it has a different taste because it's frozen. But it's kind of like hard candy, and it melts in your mouth. So it's not bad, but I definitely prefer unfrozen. But I would suggest at least once try the frozen because you might like it, because it's actually pretty damn good. Now we have the unfrozen one of the Reese's Pieces. As you can see, it's nice, it's malleable, it's got peanut butter in there. So let's take a bite of this. Mmm. Mmm. That's some good Reese's Pieces. Mmm. Now we have the frozen one that kind of got squished in the freezer, I guess. But as you can see, sometimes the package gets a little bit stuck to it because it's frozen. But that's easy to get rid of. But as you can see, it's frozen. It's hard. You can snap it still. But it has a similar taste, obviously, because it's the same thing, but a different taste. It's very chilly. Mm. And like the chocolate's much harder. Gives much more of a crunch. Mmm. Mmm. I actually really enjoy the frozen version of Reese's Pieces. It's way better than the not frozen version, actually. Because the not frozen version, it's good, it's soft, it's mushy. But this version, it gives like an extra crunch. And the peanut butter still has like a softness to it, so it's a really good version. So we have two caramel here. Not frozen here, as you can see. Nice, easy to break apart. Nice and gooey inside. And let's taste this puppy. Mmm. Mmm. Damn well good. Now we have the frozen one. As you can see, it's frozen. Hard to break apart. Still gooey inside, but the goo is hardened. But let's taste this one. Mmm. Mm-hmm. 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 I gotta say, I love both of these, but it has to go to the frozen one. It's the same thing with the Kit Kat. I mean, with the Reese's Pieces. The frozen one has like this crunchy, chewy feeling. Like this one's like nice and soft. It has a sort of crunch to it. But this one has like this crunchy feeling, and plus it's nice and cool in your mouth, and it just tastes delicious. So definitely frozen on the on the caramel. I would always freeze my caramel now because it's delicious. Unless I'm really hungry and I want to eat it right away, because it takes like a whole day to freeze these things. So now we have the Kit Kat, and as you can see, you can already tell the difference because this one is the frozen one, and it broke because it was so frozen and stuck together. So this one's like the normal one, breaks easily. Has a nice crunch to it. This one's the frozen one, a little bit harder to break, unless you're trying to pull it apart, then it like kind of shatters. And it has basically a similar crunch to it, man. It has a slight more of a crunch to it, and it's just a little bit colder. I'd have to say these are kind of on par, but I would suggest you try the frozen one just in case you want to see what it tastes like. But these are basically on par. Like this one has a little bit more of a crunch to it, but they're basically the same almost. Then we have our Smarties. 3 of each. Our frozen and non-frozen. Let's try our non-frozen first. Crunchy, room temperature, pretty okay. Now frozen, extra crunchy, and colder. I have to say, it has a slightly different aftertaste. But not bad. I have to say, same as the Kit Kats, to be honest. These have a very similar taste to them. Just one's a little bit more crunchy. Now let's look at these puppies. This is the frozen Crisp Crisp and the normal Crisp Crisp. Let's take a bite of the normal Crisp Crisp. Crunchy. It tastes like coffee. Now the frozen one. Those are basically the same, except one's a little bit more crunchy and it's a little bit colder. So these last 3 are basically the same, no matter if you freeze them or not. That's pretty interesting. I mean, I assume if you melt them, they'll be different, but we're not doing that. But these 2, I prefer frozen. This one, I prefer not frozen. And these ones, they're exactly the same, pretty much. So I wouldn't mind them either way, to be honest. Anyways, I know there's a lot more chocolate bars than these. These are just the ones I bought and I got for myself to test them out for. I'm sure there's a lot more chocolate bars than this. I know there is, obviously. And I would love to buy them and try them out. Maybe someday. But until then, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell notification down below. Best way to keep up with my content. Link down below to my Twitter as well. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace.